Hey, welcome to my channel where I talk about dolls, and that's literally it. And in this video, I'm going to be reacting to American Girl's Truly Me refresh, and then later on, the presumed Girl of the Year, Raquel. I was going to wait to do this, the reacting to the Truly Me dolls, until June 1st when they go up on the website, but a couple things happened. One, the dolls ended up going up for pre-order on Amazon Canada, and two, I just got back from a really long road trip, so I'm too tired to set up for any other kind of video. So I just thought, okay, the timing's right. Everybody's already talked about them, so that could mean two things. I'm either going to be regurgitating a lot of information that people have already shared, or I'm going to be accidentally doing some spoilers, and that's usually why I try to wait for things to go up on the website so that I'm not spoiling anything in case anybody doesn't want to know anything until it goes live. But having said that, I will try to put little chapters below so that if there is a spoiler, that may be a spoiler, you can skip around it if you don't want to know things like that before time. So jumping in, I'm going to go right into the new Truly Me outfit that it leaked a couple months ago. So we've all known about these outfits. I've not talked about it because, like I said, I was waiting for it to go online on the American Girl site, but things happened. So here is most of the Truly Me outfit that is going to be on the new refresh that's coming sometime next week. That's part of it there. I'm just going to talk, I just wanted to show you so that I can then talk about it freely and you don't, in case you've missed all the leaks and all the conversations behind these dolls, that's what I'm talking about. The first thing I have to say is that yes, this outfit is a huge improvement over the likes of this kind of thing over here, as in the outfits they used to put together with like a long shirt with shoes. So this time it's an entire outfit. The girl dolls will come with what you just saw. So the jacket, the skirt, panties, shoes that on picture they look like they're hard, they almost look like they're molded plastic, but they are the kind of faux leather that you see with the Truly Me dolls already. And then the cute rainbow socks and the star shirt. The pink shirt is something different in case, again, this may be a little bit of a spoiler. I'm not too sure what's public knowledge yet, but that doesn't come with the dolls. So I'll talk about that a little bit after. So the one thing I have to start with how much I like the outfit. It's very cute. The thing is, you buy one Truly Me doll and anything you buy beyond that, you're going to have multiple outfits, no matter how many cheap little long shirts they come out with or a full outfit like this. You're just going to have multiples, and that's kind of the downside of any Truly Me or nameless character or no character kind of doll that any 18-inch doll line comes out with. So yes, I do like the outfit, but it's unfortunate that all these no name character dolls just have repeat outfits over and over again. And so again, there may be spoilers throughout, I don't know, but the thing about this outfit is they're not going to sell it individually. And I think, again, talking about these long shirts over here, I think you could have bought those on their own, but this time, because they're refreshing all the dolls in these outfits, they're being smart by not not letting you buy the outfit on its own. And maybe that's normal. I just feel like I had seen these outfits available for sale on their own with the last waves of the Truly Me dolls. And so I don't have a proper picture on my phone of the boy outfit, but I'll just talk about how it's cute that they are coming out with the same kind of idea. It's the same Letterman jacket and jeans instead of a skirt, and a blue shirt instead of the pink shirt that I showed you. The pink shirt here that I'll talk about it in a second. So I like the new outfits, and the boys it seems like all the boys are refreshing. The two or three that they have, which is cute. It's nice that they're not getting rid of the boy dolls, which is a relief. And I already mentioned that these went for pre-sale on pre-order on Amazon.ca. So I don't know if they were supposed to, or if this is part of what contributed to all these leaks that everyone's been talking about. I was traveling, so I got a lot of messages about it while I was on the road. Long road trip that I'll talk about in my next video. But so that's why all of this happened really fast, and still trying to catch up on people's opinions. And so just to show you a good example of what we saw in Canada was, you can just look at, so this is like a refresh doll, what I was saying, where it's the older doll, but in the new outfit and going to have new packaging. And you can see here, this was on the Amazon American Girl store. And they're all gone now. So I don't know if that means they all sold out or if they went up early and they weren't supposed to. And another good thing about the seeing them on Amazon, so everyone who pre-ordered is going to be really happy they did, because as you can see here on another screenshot I was able to grab, they were being pre-sold at $158 Canadian, which is a really good price because these dolls, and again, I don't know if this is public knowledge yet or if I'm spoiling stuff, the dolls now in this new refresh are going to go up to 125 US, so the same price as all the named characters, just for this little outfit that to be frank, would be really cheap to make because they're going to make so many, it's going to be so mass produced that it just seems like unfortunate that in order to get this outfit that, you know, if they're making so much of it, was probably cheap to make and they could have made it sell on their own. It's bumping up the dolls' prices, but they're no longer going to come with a book. And that would be obvious to anyone who has seen the Amazon listing. So I don't think I'm spoiling anything there. Like, I'm not saying anything that wasn't available elsewhere. But now that I've said all my kind of feelings about there being a new outfit, and they really needed it because the last few years of Truly Me were just terrible. It was terrible to buy these dolls. You're paying pretty much full prices, and for the longest time they were the same price as the historicals and all the other dolls who come with so much more, and you're just basically throwing away the outfit. I didn't even use the shoes for any of these Truly Me dolls. I just put them on these dolls are behind me. These specific dolls are behind me for a reason that I'll talk about in a spoilery section. But I didn't even use the shoes, even though they were kind of cute. The fact that they still came with proper shoes, as in they were made of proper materials, not hard molded plastic, like they were in the previous runs. Jumping all over the place, but it's because I have a lot of thoughts about this new Truly Me refresh. So now I'm going to talk about the 3 new dolls that have been talked about a lot and for, like I said, a while, because these photos leaked probably back in March, maybe even longer ago. But I noticed that the pictures on my phone are from March. That's why I think it happened that way. And so I'm gonna start from out of the 3 new dolls. I'm gonna start with my least favorite one. I just showed her a second ago, and she is Truly Me 131. And so, just in case you didn't see a second ago, here she is. Here's the doll with, if you want to see her in her packaging. I think this looks like a render. It doesn't really look like how the doll is going to look when you buy her. But I've seen a lot of the same criticisms that I kind of had, is that she looks a little bit like a modernized Julie. You know, she's got what looks to be, did it even say her skin tone? She's got a little bit of a, let's say, a light medium skin tone. So not as medium as Julie, but with that long pale blonde hair and the brown eyes on the Josefina mold, it's gonna make a lot of people think of Julie, even though she has the feathered eyebrows instead of line eyebrows. That's not that big of a difference. And so I find her kind of plain. I think she's cute if you really love Josefina, or if you don't have a lot of Josefina mold dolls yet. She's cute in that sense. And if I just don't think she's going to be the one people flock to try to get this outfit, because as I said, it's the only way to get it is to buy it on a doll. And so I would say she's the plainest, the least interesting to me. And even if I still collected American Girl, and if this is your first time watching one of my videos, then maybe I should have prefaced by saying I have 150 American Girl dolls, but I bought my last one back in December. So it's been about 6 months now since I've been collecting, but I still have opinions because I have so many. And so my second favorite doll from the new run would be, I'm just trying to see what her number is, because even the dolls I have, I'm terrible with the number, is 130. And I think a lot of people would really like her. She's the Jess mold, and they just gave her bangs and long dark brown to blackish hair, which is, to me, dolls with bangs are always going to look cuter. I'm kind of hoping that they don't have that part in them, that, not that I'm going to buy her, but I would hope if I were going to collect her that the part in her bangs would be able to close. That's just like the stock image, or the what do you call this? The prototype doll who looks like that. But she's very cute. Somehow they've made her eyes look even bigger than I have one behind me. Wait, so this is the newest Jess mold doll, Truly Me doll. So she should be the same kind of sculpt as this one, but somehow, again, you never know if it's a stock photo, her eyes just look bigger and a little bit rounder, which makes her look cute. It makes her look unique. And I still think the doll is very pretty. And they seem like they're no longer doing Jess mold dolls. They used to paint the corners in their eyes to give them more of an almond shape, like that kind of look, to make the eyes look like that. And my theory on why they did that is because they want the dolls to have, because they're supposed to look East or Southeast Asian, is they want the dolls to have an almond shape, but the eyes that get inserted are round. So they can't make the socket almond shaped itself, because then the eyes will not sit in there properly. So then what they did instead was create a little bit of an optical illusion by just painting little corners on either side of the doll's eyes. But they haven't done that for the last couple, I don't know how many it's been, But I think maybe with starting with her, they stopped doing those and instead they paint the eyelashes on now. And people have feelings about eyelashes. I personally like how they look. I don't need all my dolls to have paint eyelashes. I do like variety, but I still think that something about the way she comes together, it's cute. But I'm kind of looking at, see, my I think she's 111. I may be wrong with the number because, like I said, I suck with numbers. Is I gave her a different wig, so she's got very straight middle parted hair, so she almost looks quite a bit like this. She looks quite a bit like this doll, but with bangs. So it's kind of funny seeing her like this. So that's why I do think I see a little bit of difference in the eyes. Like if they Mattel, I find loves to make the doll's eyes bigger and rounder. With every time they update a mold, it's got bigger and rounder eyes. So I think with her, they might have, but I can't confirm. I haven't seen her in person, of course, but that's just what she looks like to me. Like they've embiggened her eyes. And then I think, I shouldn't say it's everyone's favorite, but I feel like, and maybe it's the people I talk to and just our personal taste, but a lot of people I've spoken to, like my favorite as well, she's their favorite too. And that's going to be Truly Me 132, who's the Sonali mold doll. And I think more than anything, it's her wig is really beautiful. It's just, it almost reminds me of, is it 112? Is she 113? The last Sonali mold doll with the curly hair. It reminds me kind of that wig, but almost like an updated version because it's got a little bit of a bang, a little bit more of a shape to it, but probably not as stylable because the reason I love that doll's wig of the last Truly Me, a couple Truly Me waves ago, is because you could do so much with it and it just stays in place. And I wonder if this would have that same element, even though if it doesn't, it still looks cute the way it comes out of the box. And I think I would like her even more. So like I said, I don't collect them anymore, but I do try to think like how much. I mean, I would probably buy her in the last one if I did still collect. But there's sometimes when a new doll comes out, I feel that temptation, like, oh, maybe I should just like add the dolls I really want, like, you know, if it checks like every single box. And then the one box she doesn't check for me is the gray eyes. At least they look gray. I believe they're gray, and everybody's been saying they're gray, so it must be true. And so like that's the one thing that I don't that's the one thing I would change about this doll. So I would have given her any shade of brown of eyes, any shade of the brown eyes. Because sometimes there's the regular brown pinwheel eye, which are, I guess, medium dark. But then there are Kaya eyes, which are darker. At least in my dolls, Kaya has the darkest brown eyes. Or even, I would have even loved more if it had been a decal brown, whether it was a dark decal or the light decal. But that's just my personal bias. And I don't know how popular those eyes are. So that's the one thing that wouldn't be like the temptation of like, oh, I'm gonna crack and buy this doll, even though I said I was not gonna buy anymore for reasons that are way too long for this video. So even though I think she is the best of the three new offerings, that's my one thing that would stop me from buying her. And now I want to go back, and I don't think I talked about the pink shirt yet. So this pink shirt, again, jumping all over the place, the one in the middle here that you see, this is a shirt that you would buy extra. And again, this may be a spoiler, I'm not even sure. And what's really cute about the pink shirt is the fact that they're sort of promoting it, I guess you could say, selling it as it could be the additional shirt for the boy doll or the girl doll. You buy it separately, and they're not, even though it's pink, and you know, Mattel is kind of one of those, well, maybe not all the time, but American Girl definitely, like, pink is for girls and blue is for boys. But this time the boy doll does come with a blue shirt, but they're also showing this shirt with the boy outfit on boy dolls. That's why I want to talk about this after June 1st. But anyway, spoiler. And so I like the fact that it's got that offering, or that they're trying to push it that way, that you could buy it for a boy doll, even though it's pink, because a lot of boys do like pink. And aside from this, again, this might be a little bit of a spoiler area, is I like the fact that they're making a shirt like this pink shirt in here that I'm still talking about. I like that they're doing a kid size version of it. I don't know how big it's going to go, if it's probably not going to fit adults, but some adults are small enough to fit into the little girl's clothes, because I think that's a nice way to have the doll collector child look like their doll, dress like their doll. And the Letterman jacket, I believe, yeah, the Letterman jacket is going to be for kids as well. And again, I don't know who has already shared this, if I'm regurgitating information or if I'm ruining the surprise. And there's also an accessory pack for the Truly Me dolls. I don't have pictures of it. I mean, I don't have pictures I can share of it because I didn't see those get released on Amazon.ca. So I don't know how much it's leaked and how much it's out there. Probably is because a lot of people, there's nothing wrong with leaked information. I don't like to leak it because I don't want to spoil things for people, but there are people out there who are really good at finding the leaks and sharing them. So there's a chance you've already seen the things I'm talking about and I'm not the one spoiling it. I hope I'm not the one spoiling it. Because the accessory set is really cute. I love when dolls have backpacks and it comes with a shiny backpack and a beret. We've seen a lot of berets, but I mean, it goes with the look. It's fine. I don't remember seeing any sort of boy accessory packs. I guess like, you know, do boys wear berets? I guess, yeah. So anybody, I guess they could go for the boy or girl or the boy doll or the girl doll. I just don't remember if I saw pictures of it on the boy to see if it's going to be promoted the same way that the pink shirt is. And another thing people should have seen by now, and I'm pretty sure you all have, is Coconut, or his name Coconut Chip. I always thought his name was Coconut. They're doing another version of the dog for the Truly Me line, and he's dressed like he's got his own little version of the Letterman jacket, which I think is really cute. And I do love giving my dolls pets and toys and things like that. So he would have been a fun thing to get. I would say, like, if you people may be sick of Coconut. Is Coconut Chip like a baby version of him? I don't know. I don't recognize the name Coconut Chip. Just thought it was Coconut. So maybe he's a new version of the dog, or maybe I'm just lacking in information. Another thing I hope I'm not spoiling, I hope other people have found it and leaked it and whatever, is the new salon chair that's coming out. I don't have any pictures I can show, but it's fine. I mean, I'm not someone who's ever cared about a salon chair. For me, at the stores, it's cute with that kids like to put the dolls on salon chairs and use them that way. So I think kids would really like them. They would really like that as an addition. And I know other 18-inch doll lines make salon chairs as well. Like OG, for example, Our Generation, sorry. And that's the only one that really comes to mind is Our Generation and American Girl. So I guess it's at least two. And maybe if I wanted to display it, it'd be fun just to have a doll in a salon chair if I had other things to go with it. For example, Melody's salon chair would have been a lot of fun. Doesn't even ship to Canada. So yeah, another piece that I think kids will love. But for me, if I'm doing my doll's hair, I'm holding the doll like between my knees or something so that he or she doesn't go flying all over the place. So I wouldn't have a need for the chair at all. But I hope people out there will enjoy the chair. I guess is one thing I could say. And now I'm going to jump into the spoiler section because I want to talk about the dolls that are going to be retired. And I don't know exactly how if June 1st, and this is again why I wanted to wait until June 1st, but I have other things planned. The timing won't work out. So I don't know if June 1st, you're going to go on the website and all the dolls are going to be refreshed, the ones who are staying, and the new dolls will be there, and all the retired dolls are going to be gone. But as a clue, I've had the dolls, 10 of the 11 dolls that are going to be retiring, whether, again, it's June 1st right away, or they're just slowly going to be done with them. I've had 10 of them behind me, because I have 10 of the 11 dolls that are being retired within this refresh. So going by number, I had to write them down because I can never remember numbers. So starting on the side and working my way across is 102. So that's the classic mold doll with the sort of strawberry blonde hair, and she's in her original meat outfit, the Truly Me meat outfit, which I've been complaining about this whole video, so you probably are familiar with it. 106 beside her, which is the Addie mold doll, and as I'm talking about them, and as I've known about this, I've been wondering why they're retiring certain dolls. Who knows? I don't know if it has to do with sales or if they have other plans for future dolls coming, because there are only the 3 coming on June 1st. So she'll be gone. And some of these might already be gone. I don't even know, because it's like I don't go on the website enough to memorize what's on there stock-wise. And it was enough to round up these 10 dolls for the video that I didn't go on and double-check anything. And then next to her is 109, and she may be a little bit tricky to recognize because I've rewigged quite a few of these dolls behind me. It's like all the dolls are retiring are the ones I've rewigged. So the 109 doll is the Josefina mold with the deepest skin tone, the gray eyes, and she usually has a colorful wig. So you'll see a theme of the retiring dolls. They're the colorful wigged ones. So right now I have her with Truly Me 80s wig, and that's why you may not recognize her at first glance. And the next to her is the doll that I've already been talking about, 111. Did I say the number correctly earlier? Probably not. But she's also wearing a different wig, a very flat wig from a Corinne mold Truly Me doll. So that's why she may look a little different. And then who's beside her? 119, which was another colorful haired doll. So that's the Nenea mold. She's got blue eyes, and then she had the colorful, mostly blue with a little bit of purple hair as well. So So on that side are the ones retiring, and then who's next to me over here? 119. I hope you could see her because right here. So she's also been customized quite a bit. So she's the medium skin tone, although she's quite light for medium skin tone in a nail mold doll. And she originally had hazel eyes, I think, but I put her in brown eyes, and I think she had the dark hair with the rainbow streak. So more subtle, colorful hair, but also colorful. And then next to her is 120. And I have a theory as to why they're retiring her. It's a doll I'm going to talk about later in the video. Uh, but I'm surprised because I thought she was really popular. Whenever I talk about her number, 120, I think, people love her. And so it's a newer doll too. Not newest, but she's the Joss mold with the lighter skin out of the two Truly Me Joss molds. And she's the one with the nicer wig. So I know some people like the Joss mold doll with the bangs and the sort of chunky blonde streaks going through the hair, but I really like her wig. It's just like a chestnut brown, very nice curl to it. So it's a shame that she's going to be gone soon because I thought she would have been well liked. And 121 is beside her. Wait, no. 121 might be the one I don't have. No, I'm forgetting the numbers, but they should be in order behind me. So forgive me. 123 is next. And that's the McKenna mold doll here, the one with the sausage curls. I don't know why. I would imagine she's popular because there are only, I think, two dolls of that mold. So it's funny because a lot of obviously I have of them, so I love them. So it's funny to me that they're getting rid of them. And next we have new dolls, so dolls that just came out last year. And so that's 125 in the red cowboy hat here. She's the Josefina mold doll with the long curly hair. And so my theory on why they might be replacing her is because they have did I say she was 130? The Julie looking doll. Kind of looks like her, except straightened hair. And instead of having hazel eyes, she has brown eyes, brown pinwheel eyes by the looks of things. So they're getting rid of her when she just came out. Same with the doll I don't have. So that's 128. Let me see. I think I took a picture of her. Yeah. So another Josefina mold doll. This one also is going to be retired. And then obviously this Truly Me meat outfit is going to be retired too. So in case it's not clear what doll this is, she's the Josefina mold with freckles, green eyes, and what looks like Covey's wig. It's the long, pretty much black, straight hair. And then the last doll they're retiring, all the way on the end of it there, is 129. So it seems like they're retiring all the fantasy colored hair dolls. So I don't know if that's a reason they're doing it, or again, it could be based on sales. It could be based on what image they're going for. I just don't know. We'll never know these things because we just collect, right? We don't, even the people who work there probably don't know. So it's just a mystery for all times. But yeah, so if you see any of the dolls behind me that you like, keep in mind some of them are rewigged, then your last chance to get them maybe soon. And again, you may already know this. I may be spoiling things for you. I'm still going to put a chapter down just so you can skip over it if you don't want any kind of spoilers. And this is probably the last spoiler I have to talk about, is a potential spoiler, let's say, is they're coming out with, I don't have a proper picture show, so I hope somebody's found it and leaked it, because like I said, I don't want to be that person who does the leaking, but I'll talk about it, because you're going to see it soon anyway, even if you haven't, is that they're doing a pair of Crocs. And they're cute. I don't like Crocs, and that's just a personal taste of mine. I don't think I could ever. I don't know. I know people love them though. So even though they were a shoe that got made fun of a lot when they first came out, they've grown on people. I think because they're very comfortable. I'll never know because I just don't like the way they look. And so I have seen other doll lines doing Croc style shoes. So I guess it was only a matter of time before American Girl got some too. And I'll just say that they're white and they look like they have a berry kind of strap on, berry colored kind of strap, and then some kind of, what would you say, with the charms that you stick in them, they have some of those charms too. So I think they come with the entire thing, like with the charms with them. I don't know if it's something that they're going to sell on their own, but those, I don't know. I wonder if, because sometimes I buy things for my dolls that I would never want for myself, especially sports type things. I hate sports, but some of my dolls like sports. So I think maybe I'd be okay if, like, I would like it for my dolls. It would probably look cute on their type of, because they have those like wide, short feet. So the Crocs might actually look cute and maybe I would want them. But off the top of my head, I think I wouldn't. You know what I mean? Like, just because of how I have an aversion to Crocs. It's just something I can't help. So maybe for me, I would pass on those if I were collecting, you know what I mean? So And even though I say I'm not collecting, sometimes, I have to leave a little bit of, let's say, room in case something ever happens. A doll that I just had to have, like maybe something to do with Claudie. I don't have any news on anything coming out with Claudie. That's not what I'm about to talk about. But I am about to talk about a doll that I probably. So if there's going to be a doll, not something not Claudie related, who is going to make me cave, it is Raquel. And I have so many things to say about her, so many good things, and so many, it's such a fluke. I'll show her quickly. I know she's leaked, so I don't feel like I'm doing anything bad by showing this. Showing as in spoiling it for anyone, because you would have seen her by now, I think, right? So here is Raquel, the picture that everybody should have seen by now. And like I said, I was traveling, I was on the road, and so many people were messaging me about her, and for good reason. People who like know me and I know my taste and the things I like. This doll is basically a dream doll for me specifically. So I'm excited to talk about her because one, she is my second favorite mold, the 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 Joss mold, which is why I said, possibly why they're retiring her, because there are some similarities. They're the same mold, brown hair, although hers is a lot darker, and then brown eyes, even though she's got the eyes I can't wait to talk about. So I think people recognize the fact that she was possibly going to tempt me. And she really, really does. Uh, there's so much good. It's like I don't even know where to start. But let me start with the fact that she has my favorite eye color, the light brown decal eyes, which is, to me, that is like, what a fun little fluke. Like, there's so many fluky things about her that I can't believe that, if every doll existed in the CYO shop, which I know isn't really a thing right now, like to look at her light brown decal eyes. And I always talk about how I love dolls with black hair, like the dark hair. This isn't really, I wouldn't call this black hair, but as far as American Girl goes, this is black hair. This is as black as it gets pretty much for American Girl nowadays. And so she's got my favorite eye color, my favorite hair color, and my favorite hairstyle, because I love when like there's like a little bit of a, what do you call it, like a half pony on top of your head, and the little ribbon. I don't think it's straight up gingham. It's kind of like gingham, kind of like checker. So it's just so many things rolled up into one doll to make the probably, like, if so if you know assuming she's the girl of the year, I think it's pretty obvious. She would probably become my most favorite girl of the year. And I've always, like, for as long as I've been collecting, it's been Covey, because Covey has so much of my preferred aesthetic as well, the dark hair, the brown eyes. But because she's one of my favorite molds, and it's the light decal brown, like the light brown decal eyes, I just think, even after there's always that seduction of newness. When something new comes out, you're excited and it's shiny, and you're just like, refresh, like your room is refreshed because you got a new doll. I think even after that settled, she would be my favorite girl of the year. And I hate to say that because I love to be loyal. I love to be like, no, Covey is my favorite girl of the year, and she always will be. But then Raquel happened, and I really think that she would become not just my favorite girl of the year, but probably jump into like my top 3 dolls because she is so. When I say perfectly me, it's like a fluke that she checks so many boxes for me. Personally, right? Because it's the things I talk about too, like on my channel. So many of you would have probably heard, like, I'm not lying, is what I'm saying. So if you followed my other videos, you may already know that this doll would appeal to me and other people too. It's not, I'm not saying that, oh, she was made for me. That's not how I feel at all. But I'm saying it's amazing that she has so many things I love about an American Girl doll, or a doll in general, but American Girl doll. The one thing I don't love is this exposed area, which I hate. And the only thing I can hope is that she either has a choker. I'm gonna show her again. I either hope she has a choker in her collection, or I would just find a choker. Not that I'm gonna get her necessarily, but I'm saying if I were to get her, I would have to put a choker on her, because that is just why. Why was she so close to being like perfect, that they had to ruin it by giving her that kind of outfit that exposes her cloth body. And then some other things to talk about with her is she's got some unique new elements that the girl of the year hasn't had so far. She's into pickleball. No idea what that is, but she's into it. And I know we have been complaining there's a lot of pink and a lot of purple. That doesn't really bother me so much. I like the way they did it. I do like those two colors. I like them together, and I know we've even seen it recently. I think Lila was kind of like that, but she had a little bit of orange thrown into it. And when you look at the other dresses that leaked, other parts of her collection, they all seem to be a little bit of a cowl neck or a low neck, showing off that cloth body. So she would, again, if I were to get her, not saying I would have to just load her up with chokers because that's the only thing I can't stand. And what else is really fun that people noticed, and I'm sure, again, regurgitating information at this point, is she seems to have some kind of relation to Samantha. And Samantha, originally, Samantha was, I don't know why, she was my least favorite of the original historical girls. And then as I started getting Samantha dolls, she became my favorite of the original historical girls. So it's now, so she also pulls in that she's related, somehow related to, we don't really know yet, but she's got a picture of her in her collection, and she just seems like you could see some elements of Samantha in there. Uh, for example, she's got decal eyes, the light brown. Samantha has the dark brown, the two best eyes that American Girl ever came up with. And so it's fun to me that she's also related to, somehow related to, my favorite of the original historical girls. And I can see looking at her, she just looks like affluent. Is that what she would be like? She looks like she's the, I'm assuming I want to say Pickle Barrel is a restaurant where I live. I feel like pickleball is one of those hoity-toity kind of hobbies, sports. Is it a sport? It has the word ball in it. So I think you can see that she's probably a descendant of Samantha. That's what people are speculating, and that's what I've heard from anybody who reached out to me about her. So the thing about, I have to say about Raquel is, I feel like they've been listening to the fans this time, and if anything, maybe Summer, and not to pick on poor Summer because we've all done it. I've done it too, so I've especially done it. I'm not trying to sound innocent about it. I just feel like Summer might have been a little bit of an experiment when it comes to sort of changing their fan base, trying to appeal to a younger crowd. And I just can't help but feel that it was a failed experiment, as in Summer went on sale so fast, her collection went on sale so fast. I've never seen a Girl of the Year go on sale like that. Maybe after they're really old and they're trying to clear out. Even then, nothing comes to mind. Maybe when they were trying to clear out Corinne and Kavi's collection last year. But Summer was going on sale almost right away. So I feel like their whole plan to appeal to a younger audience and really just alienate their adult collector base, which I would imagine with the nostalgia and, you know, the fact that we have jobs now, we are probably I feel like we're a bigger fan base or collector base than they give us credit for. And this is, again, speculation. It's just how I feel and have felt as a collector myself, that they almost sweep us under the carpet, like, oh, they'll buy anything because they're the fans, and they will just FOMO. They'll go after everything we produce. And Summer was kind of like, I feel like the adult community, we really took a stand and we're like, no, do not buy Summer. She's terrible. And yes, she's terrible, but not for kids. Kids loved her, but I just don't think it was enough. So I can't help but feel like with Raquel, they did like a complete 180. So she's somebody who, she's related to an original historical girl. So she's got that nostalgia bait to her. She is complete opposite of the aesthetically. She's still got pink and purple, babyish colors, let's say, feminine colors, but they're not the pastels. It's not all looking like, you know, how a toddler would dress. She's got a new hobby or sport, whatever that interest is, pickleball. So people have been complaining, saying, you know, you need to get a doll who's a bit more original, and you need to stop doing gymnastics and all these other things that you see regurgitated over and over within the Girl of the Year line. I don't know if it's a franchise. So I feel like this time it shows that they're really listening. Again, it's just how I feel. I could be completely wrong, and they're just like, we had this plan from 5 years ago. Who knows how it goes? So I just feel like they're now listening, and maybe Summer was a mistake. But we can reinterpret things however we want. That fits our own narrative, right? So that's probably what this is. And you know, for me, even though I was still heavily collecting American Girl at the time Summer came out, I just could not. I couldn't bring myself to want her. But Raquel, opposite, I'm no longer collecting, and she's so tempting to me. So I think it's a good thing that it feels like they're going to the adult pandering, you might say, trying to appeal to or appease the adult audience, because the adult collectors, we do put, some of us, too much into our American Girl collections. So I think they really should try to listen to us a bit more, because when adults get fed up, so a kid, you know, I feel like they had the opposite in mind when they thought about, we have the adults, they have FOMO. They're not going to buy, they'll buy whatever we do, but we need to appeal to a younger audience. It's the younger audience who are wishy-washy. They're going to see the doll, they'll get over it in 5 minutes if something else comes out. Whereas adults, we are the ones who are going to take a stand and say, like, no, this is not the quality I expect or I'm used to. So I'm not going to support this thing. It's like I'm going to show them with my wallet. I'm going to speak with my wallet and say that this isn't what's coming to my collection. So I think that's another reason I really like Raquel, because I feel like a little bit of fan service was done there. And again, diluted, maybe, but it's fun. It's fun to think this way. So I've been reading up on people's opinions of Raquel. People seem to really like her. So, if anybody sees this and watches this video, please let me know how you feel about Raquel. If I've spoiled anything for you, I'm really sorry. I don't even know what I should put as a spoiler down in the comments below. And I think I talked enough about Raquel because I didn't want to do an entire video about her because we don't even know when she's coming out. And it's weird that, another thing is weird that this leaked so soon. Like well, no, I guess if Summer came out like last summer, then I don't know if this means she's going to come out earlier or if they're just kind of sticking to that timeline now, or if they're just trying to kind of pretend Summer never happened and Raquel's supposed to sort of overwrite her in our memories because, weird taste with Summer, and Raquel is like very refreshing. Speaking of refreshing, because they're refreshing the Truly Me line too. So yeah, I just wanted to get here and talk about them together, both the Truly Me line and Raquel, because it all happened all at once. It was just like boom of all these things happening while I was away from essentially from my social media, but people were still getting through. So anyway, if you made it this far, maybe consider subscribing or liking, and hopefully I will see you soon in the next video.